Hello everyone. Today I am here to speak on the topic growing violence in India, reasons and remedies. The violence has been increased in India at an alarming rate, whether it in terms of physical violence like murder, road attacks, road rage, mob attacks, or in terms of verbal violence like abuse, molestation, and sexual violence, rape, harassment, and domestic violence against women. The violence not only affect an individual but also affect the peace and progress of society. To address the violence, we need to understand the reasons behind this increasing violence. And the first and main reason is the low police to population ratio. With the lack of proper manpower and resources, we cannot implement proper law and order in the society, and which reduces the fear amongst the offenders of the lawbreakers that they will not get the punishment for their acts, so they will fearlessly continue this. Another reason is judicial delays and the pendency of the cases in the judiciary. There are thousands of cases are pending in the judiciary, so this creates a belief in the offenders that they can break the law and they can escape from the punishment and can delay the punishment endlessly. So this emboldens their behaviors. And now if we look at the root cause of this violence is the growing frustration among population. Because of the inequality, unemployment and social pressure, the frustration among people has grown many times, and this will turns into anger and result in road attacks, murder and other types of violence. So we need to address this issue. And additionally, if we look at that, the gender specific violence is also on the rise because of the low status of women in society. They are at the receiving end, and the perception of women as a weak also make them vulnerable targets. Similarly, the minorities or the poor section of the society like poor people, the low communities and the marginalized groups also the targets of the violence because of their vulnerability. And here we cannot ignore the role of media also, which plays the role of glamorizing the violence, because in films we have seen that a hero beats thousands or dozens of people and without any repercussions. So this will send a dangerous message to the young minds that violence is masculine, it is a symbol of heroic and it is acceptable. So in this way the medias are over time normalizing this violence, and it is reducing the aversion of people towards violence. And now what can we do? What are the solution of this growing violence? The first solution is to proper enforcement of law and order. We have to increase our manpower, recruitment of police and their training and their accountability. We need to address this issue. Second, we need to fast our judicial process. We need to make the fast track courts and legal reforms and digital case management. Another, we need to regulate the films and media content. That role models should be promote peace and non-violence. Another, to educate the young minds, spread awareness. We need to lead the awareness campaign to build a culture of peace and respect. Another is to promote gender-based equality so that the violence against women can be controlled. So there are some solutions which can be implemented to reduce the violence in the society. Increase in violence is not only the failure of proper law and order but also the failure of social structure, values and awareness. To address this issue, we need to work on a holistic approach so we can build a better society where we can live with peace and prosperity. Thank you.